and we're joined here in studio by Alistair Fisher and Gordon Noble, and a number of the other drivers and co-drivers will be joining us shortly. It's been an interesting day out there, Alistair. You're lying fourth at the moment, you're ahead in the R5, so would it be fair to say happy?
Yeah, it's been a good start to the event. Sort of typical Donegal, everybody's pushing really hard from the word go, so we had to do the same. We've 2.5 seconds on Sam, so really there's nothing in it. And we were fourth overall, so the world cars are out of reach really on this event, but we're very pleased to be leading R5.
Yeah, it's almost like a race within a race now. We've got the top three, and as the day went on the gap got a little bit wider, but I suppose we'd have to expect that to happen.
Okay, I think whenever you look at the overall times, Dona's approximately a second a kilometre faster, so I suppose really that's the difference between the R5s and the world cars, but we're certainly pushing very hard in the R5s and carrying as much speed as we can everywhere, so it's I think we're just as spectacular to watch as the World Rally cars, but obviously in the overall times we're a bit behind.
Yeah. Gordon, have you got a job holding them back a little bit, because if they're chasing these World Rally cars that could run them into a bit of trouble maybe?
Holding back, it would be sort of the wrong thing to be at Charlie. Here we have to try and go flat out, if you know what I mean. There's Donegal's renowned for being a race from the start to the end. There's no point in trying to relax. It used to be years ago people talked about Friday was the day you sort of bedded in, and you get better on sort of Saturday and Sunday, but that's now gone. Competition is so tight, you have to be at it from day dot, you have to be at it immediately.
Yeah. You've been here in all sorts of weathers over the years, Gordon. A perfect day for rallying today, I might suggest.
It was a good day, yeah. It was dry. We were kind of concerned for a while that the clouds were coming. We thought the rain was going to come, but thankfully it hasn't. And it makes it so much easier for us. It makes it easier for spectators, for marshals, organisers, everything. Whenever everything's dry, it makes it consistent for us. So, and we certainly enjoyed when it's like that as well.
Yeah. Alistair, the battle of yourself and the Moffats has become sort of like a derby, Liverpool or Everton or City and United now, because every rally you guys go out then you're right there joined together at the hip nearly.
Yeah, every weekend, as you say, it's very close, and the cars are very even. Obviously, the same specification from M Sport, the Ford Fiesta R5, so it's nip and tuck, even half a second or a second here and there. So you certainly you can't afford to stall in the start line or a half spin.
Yeah,
you'll be too far behind.
Couple of stages tomorrow. You know them well, Gordon. Kerry, Gorton, Donegal to start off with, then Cairn Hill and Garton. Those stages will be doing you no favours.
Well, they're notoriously difficult stages, not because there's anything wrong with it. They're very spectacular views, very welcoming countryside, but there's always plenty of corners to catch you out. Some are the stones sticking out of the edge of the road that I found last year. On one of them got a flat wheel, but they're a challenge. They're a fantastic challenge for everyone. I mean, Donegal in sort of general is a big challenge, but Gary Gordon, Donegal first thing in the morning will be a good wake up and a good measure of how the day will go, I would say.
Okay, so you'll be looking just to stay ahead, Alistair.
Okay, as long as we'll have to be there to finish. Ideally we want first place points here in Donegal this weekend, with 2 rounds left on the Ulster and Cork at the end of the year. So just need to keep going. It's good to get through today, but hard 2 days ahead of us. Okay, we'll be watching the action tomorrow, boys. Thanks for coming in. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
That's Alistair Fisher and Gordon Noble with us. We're going to have Donna Kelly, who's leading the event, just join us now. Thanks very much, lads. We've got them out there. Donna's there. I don't know whether he's Connor with him or not. He has Connor with him. I thought you dropped him off somewhere there, Donna. Listen, Donna, very much along the lines we expected. Unfortunately, we lost Declan and Brian for reasons that we all know about earlier in the day. So that brought it down to maybe you 3 guys going to go out there and arm wrestle for 6 stages. You set the tone early and maintained it right through the 6 stages today.
Yeah, well, it's been a good start to the event for us. The last 3 now has been pretty frantic. Mandy is definitely putting it up to us, and it's great, the enjoyment out of a close race is what I suppose what the spectators enjoy, but even as drivers, that's what we enjoy. We just love a good battle, and we're definitely getting it.
Yeah. Connor, we were panicking a bit in here because I'm not sure which stage it was. The times came in and you guys had lost 2 minutes, and Gary and Rory had lost 2 minutes, and I kept saying these are provisional times because we were watching the live stuff. It was actually at our league, I think, wasn't it? And we saw the cars going through and there was very little time between you. So what happened with that situation?
I think there was some breakdown in communication from the fly and finish down to the actual stop car, but thankfully it was rectified going in on the road section in the first service, so we didn't have to put in any queries or anything like that. So thankfully it was resolved.
It came up fairly quick. Listen, Donna, we said when we spoke to you last week, you got to be going from the start, and that's been proven because there's 23 seconds between the top three crews, and if you ease off at all, you're going to be left behind.
No, absolutely. There's no room to ease off. We're being separated now by hundreds of seconds. A half spin, an overshoot, anything, your lead would evaporate. So tomorrow I'd imagine it'll be just as frantic as today, and our plan is to go out in the morning on a big push.
Yeah. Any moments, Conor, today at all of concern?
No, I think we were quite comfortable all day. We definitely went very hard, but no, with no heart in the mouth moments, thank God.
Yeah. The Saturday of the International Rally hasn't been overly kind to you in the past, Don. I hate to remind you about these things, but I have a responsibility to do it. Does it make you a little apprehensive going into tomorrow, or it's just that's rally and you got to take it whatever comes?
The Gary Gore stage in the past certainly hasn't been overly kind, but I always go fairly fast on it. This is the best start I've ever made to the rally. We have 6 fastest times. The lead is quite small, but we're a good frame of mind. First in the road tomorrow, but these guys are going to be hunting us down, and Gary, I don't expect him to go to sleep either. So look, it's a long way to go. We're not even a third of the way through the event, so we're certainly not. We're happy where we are naturally, but. You're not going to be getting excited yet.
Okay, great watching today, boys, and we'll look forward to tomorrow. Thanks for coming in from quite your day, appreciate
Cheers.
it. Donna Kelly and Conor Foley, the rally leaders. Manus Kelly and Donald Barrett, the reigning champions, in defence of their title. And he got a smile on his face here as we put him down. Both of them are smiling here because I would suggest to you, Manus, no matter how long you've been at this sport, there was pressure on you two guys going out there this morning, lead car off the ramp, reigning champions, great crews behind you. You got to be very satisfied with the way the day went.
Yeah, definitely, Charlie. I suppose we treated the number one on the road as more of an honour than pressure. It was just great to be leaving from Green Theatre this morning, your home rally with number one on the door. With regards to the performance today, we settled in well to the car, probably settled in better than we expected, and as quick as we did. So. No, we're really happy with our performance so far.
Yeah. What was the chat this morning, Donald, before you headed out? People are always interested in hearing behind the scenes, and you two guys, I know, have a very close relationship, but there's no messing when you come to the conversation. What was it like, say, in the hour before you got to that start?
We were actually very relaxed, Charlie. It was we never prepared better for a rally than all the rallies we ever did. So I think when you prepare well, you're kind of relaxed and more confident. So. Manus actually said they never seen me as relaxed. So, as Manus said, we seen it as a huge honour to have number one on the side of the car, and we didn't. We embraced it really, and went out and settled in and went as hard as we could.
Yeah, I mean Donna was fantastic today, and you guys were right there with them right through the day. Manus, there was so little between you in each stage. I mean, looking at the times, there was something of a second in several of the stages.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, hats off to Donna. I mean, had a great day at the office. 6 fastest times. Gary's in there too. He's just on the bumper, no, I didn't expect there to be much in this race anyway, Charlie. And the great thing about it is that we're all still in the race. Yeah. Albeit that we're missing one wee man today, unfortunately. It is, and our condolences to Declan and Michelle and all the family. But as I said, it's great that the boys are all at the race. Donna's in great pace. I expect Gary to come hard tomorrow as well. So tomorrow's another day, and we're delighted so far. Right?
Well, you are stuck in the middle of those two, Donald. So what can we expect from Manus and Donald tomorrow?
I think more to see really, Charlie. Tomorrow, everyone knows that you go at a very good pace on Friday, but everyone raises it a notch on Saturday. So hopefully we can raise it another notch and push on, because I'm sure Gary and Donald will up at another notch tomorrow. But yeah, Saturday's good for us.
Well, it wasn't.
Well, it wasn't last year.
I was going to make that point. I had to remind Donna it hasn't been good for him. It certainly was. It was eventful for you last year, Manus Saturday.
Yeah, definitely, Charlie. But I suppose what we took from last year was our inexperience with the car, and we definitely, the recce caught us out. We didn't realise we'd been carrying as much speed, and that's how we ended up in that field. But last year's last year, this year's this year, and I've had a few rallies in the car now, albeit they've been spaced out, but you get more familiar with the car, and I'm just delighted to be able to get on the pace as quick as I have. And sure, Saturday's another day, and we'll attack it and see how it goes.
You'll be looking forward to seeing that field as you pass it rather than going into it tomorrow, Donal.
I hope to be not looking at it another.
Listen, lads, great day one in the defence of your title. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks
we look
very
forward
much,
to the action tomorrow. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Reigning champions Manus Boyle and Manus Kelly and Donal Barrett there, and Gary Jennings and Rory Kennedy kindly coming to join us as well. Thanks, lads, for coming in. And 23 seconds behind, but I just know to look at the two of you, you're a wee bit disappointed there. Gary, I'll start with you.
Oh, damn. No, I wouldn't say disappointed, Charlie. I am happy to be here. A lot further than it was last year. Look, hats off to the boys. They're going very, very hard. I'm at a nice pace. I'm enjoying it for a change. I'm not feeling any pressure, but no, I'm just holding on to the tail and nothing else at the minute. But no, I enjoy it. I'm enjoying it, and it's a sport at the end of the day.
Yeah, Rory, a nice pace is not going to be good enough given the way the guys ahead are going. You're going to have to push a bit tomorrow.
No doubt about that, Charlie. We're going to have to push the boys. Like, so the boys put on some show today there. And fair play to Donna. He's really on the pipe from the beginning, and the same with Manus. So we're still in contention. We're 20 odd seconds behind Donna and 10 odd behind Manus. So it's all still to play for. Like,
yeah.
A lot can happen in a very short time in this rally. So we're going to push on and keep them honest and win as best we can.
Yeah, I mean, Gary, the pressure's going to build. If you guys can go out tomorrow and make an impression, it's going to build the pressure on Manus and on Donna ahead of you. And it's going to be that kind of, I'm using the word arm wrestle a few times, but you guys are at the top of your game in this sport, and that's what it's about. Somebody just getting a slight edge on the others.
Oh, definitely, Charlie. And it's a different position for us. We're usually 10 or 15 or 20 seconds ahead.
Yeah.
This year is completely different. We're the ones doing the chasing. Yeah, I think we're up for the chase. I can't see why not. The cars are all nearly identical, we'll see tomorrow night.
Was there any wee thing today that you could say that just wasn't the way it should have been? I can improve in that situation.
Probably the first stage, Charlie, I just wasn't committed enough. But I think the reason for that was not being over the stages last year.
Yeah.
And these boys knew where they were going after doing them last year, and I just thought after the first stage, I should have went harder in certain places. Could at least match the boys, not to drop 2 seconds or 4 seconds. But stage 3 we broke a drive shaft. Lucky it was only 2-3 kilometres in the end. What did we lose? 4 or 5 seconds, not on the massive. But if it would have happened anywhere else in the rally, we were out because we would have had to do 3 stages. So in one way we're unfortunate to get broken drive shaft. We're very fortunate where it happened. So there's no damage done to the car, which is the main thing, and we're fit to continue.
Yeah. What was the conversation like as the day went on there, Rory?
Charlie, when you're chasing it a wee bit, you're chasing the game, you have to try and steady the ship as well a wee bit, because there's no point pushing too much. If you're, when you're on your game, you can do that, and it's clear today that Donna's definitely on his game, Manus right up there. We had a couple of wee issues and we weren't just hitting it perfectly. So we sort of steadied the ship a bit and we said, right, okay, we'll hang on here as best we can. Tomorrow's another day. We've gotten Gary Gordon, Arkella, Karen Hill and Garden, so like Johnny's tomorrow, and with a bit of luck we were there, and we spoke yesterday, and the whole thing was if we'd all stay in the rally, have a very good race right away, because it's brilliant for everybody then.
Yeah.
So we look forward to that tomorrow.
I was going to make that point to you finally, Gary. You've got a big responsibility, because you know that everybody watching the event and ourselves covering the event want the 3 of you guys to be at it right through to Sunday. So we want to see you go out tomorrow now, and I want to be reporting here. Gary Jennings, Rory Kennedy have gained a few seconds here and a few seconds there.
Without a doubt, Charlie, and it's plain to be seen on the stages today. They're out wagging us on. At the end of the day, it's a sport. We're out there to enjoy it, and it's up to the people watching to enjoy it as well. And there's no point anybody having minutes leads. It's very, very tight.
Yeah.
They're out wagging us on. I must say, fair play to people out watching. After all, today's Friday. When the big crowds out there today, and it's good to see them at all the junctions wagging us on. And that's what it's about, and that makes us smile. That's why we're enjoying it so much.
Yeah. And final one to you. You're a good man in the stats, Rory. Manus Kelly was further behind going into Sunday, and you two guys are behind going into Saturday. So that you've got to have hope.
Well, that's it. You hang on to that sort of thing, Charlie. That's what keeps you going. I think if we're maybe correct in saying this, Manus was 5th starting on Sunday last year, and he ended up in the rally. It was a wee bit extreme that. Now, them circumstances don't normally happen. But we're going to push on, Charlie. We're going to be right there. If there's any slip up, and if we can gain a wee bit, we'll be doing it. And the same with the boys. So all I can say is that the race is far from over yet.
It's never over. It's over. Thanks for coming in. Really appreciate it, Gary and Rory. And good luck tomorrow.
Cheers, sir.
Gary Jennings and Rory Kennedy joining us live in studio here. I think we're going to have a wrap up with Tony. Thanks, lads. Tony and Chris just before we wrap it up today. Great to get the leading crews in here. We really appreciate them taking the time to come over to us. These two guys have been out and about today. Look, none the worse for it, I'd have to say. Tony, I'll come to you first. When the boys went out this morning, in unfortunate circumstances before the event could start, we felt it would be down to these three crews with the R5s maybe having their own battle. That's the way it's shaping up. You heard the boys talking to us there, different points of views the way it's gone, but it's set up for a cracker starting tomorrow morning in Kerrygart.
Unbelievable. Like, I mean, I know last year was very exciting, and I know every year is very exciting, but I was actually just thinking about it. Yourself and James Cullen were talking about it earlier. It's just so exciting the way it is at the moment. Like, it's unbelievable. You couldn't have planned for better. Like, because, you know, myself and yourself had a discussion earlier on this morning, Charlie, about Donegal, and we discussed how, you know, out of the top 4 or 5, he was the only one who had won it and stuff. Like, and he's out and he is playing a blinder today. Like, he is just on the money. Like, he's working so hard for every second he's got, and it's so exciting. Like, you know, it's a wee bit annoying for the rest of course, but it's great from our point of view.
Absolutely. You were in about service there, Chris. What sort of a sense were you getting from the crews about where the thing was at and what's tomorrow morning going to be like?
Do you know what I got, Charlie? And I haven't seen it in Donegal for a long time. Like, we spoke earlier on about the great days in 06, 07. There's a wild excitement about the thing that you don't maybe normally see on the Friday. You know, Friday's normally a wee bit more, not subdued, but just getting it started. Let's get going here and get to the evening. But everybody already is starting to look at, you know, the battles at various stages of the leaderboard, and like even out at the end of stages, you know, there's just everybody's out already. You'd almost think you were coming to the end of the rally. When I went to that first stage at the end of Trenta, I'd never seen the volume of people, not even media, but just the volume of general people at the end of the stage, and with a real buzz about them. And it's great to see. And over service over there in the Neil T. Road, it's absolutely heaving with people, Charlie.
Brilliant. Listen, we talked to the top 3 there for obvious reasons, because they are really setting a huge pace. But Tony, in our preview, we've talked about the national situation, and you know that these crews better than any of us do. There's I think it's 49.9 seconds from first to 8th. There's a matter of half seconds between some of them. Damien Gallagher this morning was out of the traps. I don't know. I looked at his time. I had to look twice at it. But Kevin Eves has been having a fantastic year, and that was reflected the way he fought back. But again, there's 25 seconds between the top 5 or 6. It's a battle and a half.
Oh, like, that's exactly what it is. Like a battle and a half. You literally couldn't describe it in any other way, you know. And I mean, I spoke to Damien at the end of the very last stage there, you know, in Convoy, and he was saying, like, hats off to Kevin. Like, I don't know where he's getting the time out of, but he seemed to be delighted with the fact that he was finally getting his, you know, the credit that he was due, because he has always been there. And again, James mentioned it earlier, he always hasn't had the machinery. But himself and Mac have always been in and around there, and they've always been so talented, you know, but they finally have the car this year. And I mean, at the end of the day, you know, Kevin went very well towards the end of today, but I mean, there's still Saturday and Sunday, so who knows where it'll go. And I mean, that would be brilliant for Damien, you know.
Chris, I know you mentioned Kevin East to me at a stage there a week or 2 ago, because I just looked up the Tarmac Championship. He has been the consistent man in the modified section, and he's carried that right through to Donegal, where obviously being a local man, there's a bit of extra pressure on him.
It's a kind of funny one, Charlie, for somebody that's been going so well all year. He still somehow managed to come into Donegal kind of under the radar. I don't know, maybe it's a tradition thing that when we looked at that national leaderboard, that we're all the time looking at the Milkman, looking at Brian Brogan, looking at, you know, your Wesley Pattersons, Gary McPhillips, that he suffered because he's not sort of within that group traditionally. And it's maybe stood to him, and you know, here he is today. He's had an absolutely fantastic start to 2017, but I remember reading a thing about him a couple of months ago after he won an event. Already at that stage he was talking about it, and he was preparing for Donegal, and it's kind of showed today, because when he came in here to service, I had a very quick word with him out there, and he wasn't happy at that stage, and I think there was only maybe 2.7 seconds between him and Damien Gallagher, and he went out and set the fastest time on the next 3 stages, and you know, he is really now over the next couple of days.
Declan Gallagher, Kevin Gallagher, very much there as well.
Yeah, you see, that's it. Like, I mean, there's just no way of telling who's going to go where in Donegal. You know, everybody that's up in the top 10 has talent. They've all got the ability to do what they're all here to do. So it's just very exciting, you know, for ourselves as, you know, press, and obviously for the spectators. Like, it's just unbelievable. You know, it's so tight within the top 10 for national and international, and it really does make it a magnificent rally, a great weekend, and, you know, great sportsmanship between all the boys.
Absolutely,
as well. Like,
absolutely.
You know.
Aidan Ray leading Group A, and Colin Murphy was going very, very well. Must have had a wee bit of an issue somewhere along the line, because he's dropped down. But Aidan has shown the consistency that we expect from him. I mean, he won it here last year, and he's always thereabouts.
I think for me, in the last couple of years, the big disappointment has been maybe how the Group N battle has gone down sort of in priority. And, you know, you go back a few years ago, Charlie, the Group N battle was right up there with the international and national. Now, it's probably the thing that's come in with the difference now in the WRC and the R5 cars, that the Group N cars have gone down, but it hasn't lessened the battle. And it hasn't lessened the quality either of the men that are driving the Evos, like Aidan Ray. And again, it's something that we'll be keeping a very, very close eye on, because the margins there probably over tomorrow will get thinner and thinner.
Absolutely. And Tony, final point, Callum Devine, he's up in the top 10 in that Opel Adam. I mean, how does he do it?
He's just like, Callum's just, there's no way to describe how he drives. Like, he's brilliant. Like, he just has a sheer passion for the sport, and he just really, really loves the driving and the competing, and I mean, he just gets the very best out of that Opel. You know, I mean, you mentioned earlier on how he has actually put the Opel Adam on the map, because you literally associate Callum Devine, Opel Adam, you know, and he just really, he wrings the neck of that car. Like, he gets every little bit that he can out of it, and it's paying off for him this weekend. Like, and I mean, again, he's just one of those names that you've got to watch coming up in the future. You
Absolutely.
know.
Okay, you two guys will be out and about tomorrow, sending back the news. So we'll look forward to that. Thanks for your coverage today, Tony Kelly and Chris McNulty, part of our team here. And just to remind you, our highlights package will be on at around 9 o'clock tonight. The best of the action from today. It's been a fantastic day, a great opening day. We've had people from all over the world contact us, and from America, from Canada, from Australia, from Thailand. Loads of places in Europe, the UK and Ireland as well, all out there listening and watching. It's fantastic to have your company, and hopefully you'll be able to join us tomorrow as well. So that's just about it from day one of the Dual Donegal International Rally for 2017. It's been exciting. The top crews are all still in there. You saw them here in different maybe moods and different opinions coming out, but one thing's for sure, when the flag drops tomorrow on the opening stage at Kerrygart, they'll be at it. The National Championship is really going to be fantastic. 49 seconds separating the top 8. You can expect some great action there as well. So that's it from our coverage here on Donegal Daily, Donegal Sport Hub, for day one of the Dual Donegal International Rally. We'll be back tomorrow morning to bring you Kerrygart, Knockalla, Garton and Cairnhill, or Cairnhill and Garton, whatever. And of course on Sunday we still have to go to Fanet Head, Atlantic Drive and Glen. There's lots more great action to come. Thanks to all our sponsors, everybody who's helped to bring us this coverage today and over the weekend. We'll see you tomorrow morning.